Good morning, whichever part of the world you are, good day. Have you ever wondered whether you are a great stock picker? Or if you have never wondered, you should sell off all your stocks and put money in an index fund. If you have wondered, have you answered that question? Have you sat down and seen how you performed in, say, 2012, 2014, 2018? And how you are likely to perform in 2022. It's very amusing, but chances are, if you are an investor who does not trade at all, chances are that you would be underperforming the index because of the composition of your portfolio. How? Because it's very difficult to say which portion of your portfolio will perform. But if you are a trader, which means you are an investor and a trader, so some portions of your portfolio you keep buying and selling and things like that, and you have short-term capital gains, which is, say, 10% of your portfolio or something like that. You have a big portfolio, but 10% of that you earn through trading. About 3% or 2% or 3% you earn through investing. So 13% kind of a return is something guaranteed on your portfolio. And whatever else the market gives in terms of going up, because the value of your portfolio goes up, then you could be a better investor. But just as a investor who does not do anything, it's very unlikely that you're outperforming the index unless you've been particularly lucky, or you have invested in the FANGs, and FANGs have pulled your portfolio up so high that your other mistakes of investing in Europe and all are completely hidden by that. So something like that, depending on, again, the portfolio sizing. If you put an outsized bet on the US markets, you would have done very well. If you were not at all there in the US markets, you could have still done well in the Indian markets, provided you didn't pull out in March or reinvest in July or things like that. So depending on what you have done, how your behavior has been. So first of all, learn that you should always keep guessing what you're doing. You should calculate what you're doing. You should check out on a month-to-month basis, just for knowledge, because beyond a particular point, maybe you're doing it for fun. Like I know one 80-year-old who has got 2 crores in debt instruments, which includes gilt or whatever else. And he says, look, any money above this is money for jam. It doesn't matter. This 2 crores enough. Even if I get zero return on this 2 crores for the next 5, 10, 15 years, it is far, far greater than the amount of money that I need to run my house, right? So whatever can happen, right? At 80, he's not likely to get to a bypass or things like that. Yes, he need knee replacement, or he could do something like that. That's not such a killer, and that can be postponed. So it's not that. So I'm just saying. So this is what he does. So each person can decide what they want to do, but if you don't know where you are going, really nobody can help you. Normally we lose money in things not in things which we do not know, but in things which we know very confidently but are completely wrong. And this happens to me very regularly. I'm completely sure that I've packed my bags and then I'll find something lying out, and these kind of things, very simple things to stock picking, right? So when I pick a stock and I think, oh, nothing can go wrong, things do go wrong. So by the time my portfolio sizing happens, in my mind I think, should I even have it, right? So buying a small quantity and then seeing how it behaves, what it does, how the quarterly results are, and then deciding on the sizing, or slowly sizing up, because you don't want to buy anything in a great hurry. There's nothing there's one important thing which you learn is that every share goes up, maybe gradually only. It's not as though if you don't buy in January, if you don't buy in January 2022, you will never be able to buy it till 2092. It's not true. It will go up slowly. It inches its way up normally. So you could have bought it in January, February, March. You could have bought it on 1st Jan, 10 Jan, 15 Jan, 17 Jan, 29 Jan, and you could build up your position very slowly, smoothly. Yes, you might pay a little higher price, but at least you're being told that, okay, your direction is right? So that way it is useful. And I think you have to keep asking yourself constantly that what is the value that I am adding, and until what age can I add, and have I reached a stage when I don't even need to do all this because I have some other activities to do. because being a full-time investor is not very easy, because your hands are itchy. You want to do something. Shall I buy Bharti and sell off Reliance? Shall I buy Reliance and sell off Vodafone? Should I be invested in Vodafone at all? Is it a penny stock or is it a stock which will go up? Every day thousands of doubts will keep arising in your mind, and you have to grapple with that. So it's not easy. It's not easy to say, okay, I'll just put it here and go away. You're not the oracle, right? You are just an ordinary person who is disturbed regularly by videos like this and others who tell you what to buy, what not to buy, what to do. So much of Gyanbaji is happening. So amidst all this Gyanbaji, where you are told, oh, you should go direct, and you are also told, why did you go direct? Because nobody will come and tell you that this debt fund is available, or this I think in case of the Franklin Templeton episode, there were some funds where an exit load had been put. So those were great units to buy during the lockdown, or sorry, during the lock-in which was happening, and now all those are showing value. So I've got 57%, 61% and 10 kind of return in those funds. Maybe I put less amount, maybe I put new amounts. The new amounts which I put recently I have depressed the rates from those 57% and 61% to 24% and 30%. But 24%, 30% in schemes which don't have too much of equity. All this has happened because of something happened in the market, and because of which some of us thought this would happen and therefore invested. Now, if you are a DIY, nobody is going to come and tell you this. So there is always this conflict, large cap, mid cap. Should I do a DIY? Should I ask an advisor? Should I use my bank RM? Should I not use my bank RM? My bank RM was very useful in selecting the correct credit card for me. It helps me a lot around the world. I'm able to use it. So should I show gratitude by investing something through him or her, right? How much should my spouse know? What, all those things, right? Everything is a conflict. Some people want to show, some people don't want to show, things like that. So, and I also know that after being in this field for 20, 30, 40 years, you will never be able to answer that, have I done a good job for my portfolio? So I can say, oh look, if you can meet all your goals, you have done very well. Somebody else can say, but you punch so much below your weight. People with you have reached some 500, 700 crores of net worth, and you're struggling at a very meager 2-digit crore. But you could turn around and say, look, all I need, even with Pattu's calculator or Subra's calculator or what have you, I need only 2 crores for my investments, and I am at 22 crores. What more do I need? So on a need basis. But if you think that, oh no, my performance is a scorecard, I have to perform better than what the others are doing, and then that's another resolution. Should you have a simple life? Should you declutter? All these are questions which are difficult to answer. And yes, whether you should have individual stocks, whether you have a mutual fund, whether you have an index fund, I don't think you should take these decisions on your own. You should sit with your family, explain to them what is happening, and say, therefore I am doing this. Do you agree? Because your kids can give a lot of input, and then once you are asking them for something like this, their involvement is higher. Instead of saying, oh, my wife and children are not interested, ask them such questions. Ask them what are the advantages. So they will tell you, why should you be in direct equity? Why not mutual funds? Then you can talk to them, especially if your children are growing up and somebody is already doing BCom or things like that. They have heard these words, right? They may not know exactly what it means. So yes, you can become a good investor, you can become a great investor. Do you want to become a superior investor? Do you think you can become a Warren Buffett? Are you interested also in doing that? Just because you're an investor, it doesn't mean you should invest as well as Warren Buffett. You may be playing cricket on weekends. It does not make you a great batsman like a Virat Kohli. Nor do you want to. You're not hoping for a team for a spot in the team, right? You're just playing शौक के तौर पे. You're 35 years of age. At the age when most people retire in cricket. So you are wondering, so trying to live a life through all this web and having your resolutions and all this happening is not going to be very easy. Hopefully, I'll help you along in your journey, and we will keep meeting in the year 2022 also. So happy New Year. Take care. Why am I doing it so early? Because I'm bored. There's nothing else to do. Markets are just sluggish. Markets are like unlikely to do anything great, so nothing else to do perhaps. Thanks.